Daniel Dubois calls out Fabio Wardley for an all-British showdown. Look, guys, I am already excited talking about this because I can see, the way this fight will go. This is a fight that would not go the distance, guys. And every boxing fan would be excited about this fight, and he should be. But let's have a look at what Daniel Dubois has been saying and the news about this, because I think there's really something in this, and this is going to happen. So this is Daniel Dubois posted this on his Instagram about a day ago, right? And this is what Daniel, had to put on there. And as you can see here, it says that Daniel says, Fabio Wardley signed a contract. Let's get it on. And then Daniel posted that, just recently, once again, I think he was speaking to someone, as you can see on it, he was speaking to someone in the public. And then he goes, the public has spoken. Let's make it happen. And then we see here Sky Sports exclusive reporting that Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois, the WBO champions team, holds talk about a big all-British heavyweight battle in 2026. Guys, this is music to my ears. This is what we want to see. This is it. In 2026, this is probably going to happen somewhere before summer if they make it happen. Because so far, with this news on Sky Sports, contracts are on the table. And as Daniel Dubois has confirmed himself, Fabio Wardley signed a contract and let's get it on. So look, I think this is going to be a great fight, guys. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to hear, because I have been thinking, what is Fabio Wardley going to do? Because previously we heard that Daniel Dubois was going to fight Zhilei Zhang, and I thought that's a fight that Frank Warren would be willing to make. But even more so now, this is a fight that Frank Warren will be more than happy to make, because both fighters are signed to Frank Warren. Frank Warren seems to like both fighters very well. And, Fabio Wardley dacks no one. And Daniel Dubois, as we know, apart from the Joseph Parker, which I think Dubois dacked Joseph Parker, I don't think Daniel Dubois is in the business of dacking too many fights. I think he takes a lot of the fight. Maybe the Fabio Wardley fight was one that was advised by his team. But I think if it was left for Daniel Dubois, he would have taken that fight, right? He would have taken that Joseph Parker fight. So, look, it's an exciting fight. It is a fight that calls for both styles to gel properly. If you think about it, Fabio Wardley does not fight on the back foot, right? He doesn't. Daniel Dubois, on the other hand, doesn't also fight on the back foot. So this is two fighters coming together, locking horns, and having a tear up. And I think this fight definitely could happen or will happen at Wembley, or maybe the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But I think it's more so a Wembley fight than it is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, because Daniel Dubois has fought at Wembley. So we know that the crowd is there. And, in Britain, if it is promoted properly, then people will get behind it. Fabio Wardley, we know that has brought a lot of fans, to the stadium in Ipswich. So he can also get some people in the stadium. So I think it's definitely a Wembley fight. I think it would be great to see over there. As I said, the style matchup is really good. Fabio Wardley, incredible puncher. He's got heart. He can dig in. He can, he's a dog. He can fight. That's all he knows, really, just fighting, right? Daniel Dubois, I would say, is the better boxer than Fabio Wardley. But when has Fabio Wardley not come up on top when he's fighting, fighters that are better boxers than him? Daniel Dubois, I think, is a better boxer, because he's got, if you compare Daniel Dubois to Fabio Wardley, you would say that Daniel Dubois has got the better fundamentals. Great jab, he can punch. Dubois is quite fast on his feet. He doesn't look like it, but he's quite fast on his feet, and he knows how to, close the distance if he has to. So Daniel Dubois, is going to be the fighter with the better, foot movement in there. Fabio Wardley is unconventional. Fabio Wardley is unpredictable. And that's what makes him really dangerous in this fight. And as I said, he can punch. He knows that he's not going to win this fight on point. Fabio Wardley never gets in there looking to win a fight on point. He knows that he has to get in there and he has to throw big punches. And that's exactly how I envision these guys in that ring at Wembley. When the referee says it's time to go, I think this fight does not go past 6 rounds. It is written all over it. This fight, guys, does not go past 6 rounds. I think Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois is a fight that, it's a fun-friendly fight, right? This is a fight that everybody will be heading towards Wembley Way to go and watch this fight, because it is that fight that, you just never know, what is going to happen, but you know that it is not going to go the distance, but you just don't know how this fight will play out until it is around round 5, round 6. Somebody lands something massive, and then that's the end of it. That's the end of it. But, one thing that would be really important to sort of have a think about when it comes to this fight, right, is the mental aspect, because Daniel Dubois is coming off a defeat to Alexander Usyk. So, and, we've had this conversation many a times. Daniel Dubois' mentality when it comes to, getting hit when he's on a canvas, has he got it in him to get up again? Is he going to do it? Is he going to be able to do it? We've seen it do it against, Alexander Usyk, where he decided not to fight on, right? People said he quit, he gave up, and it was clear he gave up. Can Daniel Dubois overcome the hurdle of his mental frailties against someone like Fabio Wardley, who is mentally strong, who knows that from round 1 to round 12, he's in that fight and he's going to land something? And the question is, if Fabio Wardley lands something massive, has Daniel Dubois got it in him to get up and fight? That would be a very interesting question to get an answer to. And I think this fight will provide an answer, because Fabio Wardley is going to land. Daniel Dubois is not hard to find. Daniel Dubois is not hard to find in there. You can always find Daniel Dubois. You can always hit Daniel Dubois. So when he's hit, has he got the ability, or has he got what it takes to get up and fight? I want you guys to get in the comment section and let me know what you think about Daniel Dubois', way of dealing with Fabio Wardley's power, and will he be able to do it? Now, another interesting thing is Daniel Dubois, as we know, is back with, his trainer, right, Don Charles, who he sacked after losing to Daniel Dubois. How is that setup going to work now? Is it going to benefit Daniel Dubois now that he's back within, known territories where he's training with the same, trainer? Is he going to have any doubts about that, or do they pick up from where they left? It'll be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out. Of course, last time we knew that Daniel Dubois' father was so much involved that there was a party before the Alexander Usyk fight. Is that going to happen again? Do they believe that they need to have parties to ensure that Daniel Dubois is in the right mood for a fight? All of these questions need to be answered. But so far, this is great news. Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley, they are in talks, and I think it's going to happen. And I think it's going to happen at Wembley, and Frank Warren will be more than happy to put this fight on. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But I want you guys to get in the comment section your initial thought. Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley. What do you think about it? So far, if you look at this fight, who do you think wins? How do you break this down? Get in the comment section and let me know, guys.